All right, welcome back to Radio Respawn, everyone's favorite late-night AM talk show. Today, me and my panel of old gypsy women are staring into our crystal ball called CES, seeing the future of gaming. In the future of gaming.
What is happening?
Is that how gypsies sound? I don't think so.
I think you nailed it.
I think they spit a lot, though, right?
Gypsy. Nailed it.
CES
CES went down, and for once there was tons of pretty kick-ass news, actually.
pertinent gaming news.
I've seen CESs that are,
It's been getting weaker and weaker.
And then CESs that are better, yeah.
You know.
This one, before we get into actually the CS talk, let's cover this top thing here. A lot of gaming. This is the gaming news edition today on radio.
Yeah.
I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's introduce ourselves. We'll start down there.
Juan, also known as Swing, senior producer for Respawn.
Shore Wars, manager of Respawn.
APL co-host and producer on Respawn.
And I'm Mr. Sark, and this is our radio show where every week we talk about shit that's gone on that we find interesting. Or, as I see on the back of my notes here, what are you masturbating to?
Yeah.
That's important.
Are we going to get to that one? Because I really have a lot of things to discuss on that.
Yeah?
Yeah, buddy.
All right, well, let's hustle through all this bullshit.
Yeah, let's get to the real good stuff.
Let's get down to the good stuff.
All right, first up, in news that's preventing us from talking about what we're jerking it to, Sony's recently published patent could prohibit used games from being played on the PS4. Shore Wars, stand down.
I say awesome.
Stand down for a second.
Bring it on.
Awesome. You like
here's
this?
the downside.
What?
Wait, here's the downside is that potentially this could prevent you from taking your game over to your friend's house and playing it. Potentially.
Yeah.
All right. Sure, go.
When's the last time any of you took a game over to your friend's house and played it?
No,
It was just a few decades ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, I get that. But what about
Listen,
borrowing a
games?
game from someone?
I borrow games.
If I want to play with you, or if I want to play with you, I'll see you online. You sign in to your account. You get online.
right.
You play your copy
All right.
of
Anthony, I have a
What
question
if we're
for
playing
you.
Batman?
How much are they paying you to say
Arkham
this?
Asylum. Yeah, exactly.
Here's the other
Who got
thing
to
I
you?
have with this too.
so
This is
chill.
one
Where
step.
is the suitcase of money?
This is also one step closer to digital distribution. Just go digital all the way. I'm sick and tired of the
Stacks of
retail.
cash.
Where's the money at? Where's the
Listen,
money?
Where's
I'm
the
just
money?
spouting logic here, all right?
Oh, man.
No.
We
I don't think
need-
this is any
You're
closer to
spouting
that.
propaganda.
Secondhand games. You don't need people reselling shit.
Every time
over
he
and over
opens
and
his
over
mouth,
again.
I see a suit and tie appear on him.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like
Anyway.
you just came out of a board meeting. I smell cigar
tripping out,
smoke
man.
and
It kind of-
alcohol.
What if you want to buy the game used later on? I mean, I don't want to. Look, there's a bunch of titles that I don't
Here's the
want to pay
thing.
full price for.
You don't
so
wanna
I'm
buy-
willing to wait
Okay,
a
but
year.
You don't want to buy the game
It might be a little
used.
too long, but-
You want to buy the game cheaper.
Yeah, which
Okay.
usually means used.
And what happens on Steam when you want to buy a game cheaper? You just wait a little while, and before you know it,
For
the
the
game's
sale.
$4.95, right?
Good point.
So if you move
Yeah.
to digital distribution
point.
in the console arena, then you get that.
What if you
same
want it
effect.
free though? What if I want
Well,
to
that's the
play
other
a
thing.
game and I don't want to waste money on it, but you're like, hey, I'm done with it.
This also
Play that
helps
shit.
promote the free-to-play model, because guess what? You don't have physical media in the way anymore.
I don't think that'll
it
prevent.
promotes
Free, I
digital
don't think that'll bring
distribution.
more free to play. To be
And
honest,
all of this is promoting free-to-play anyway.
I don't know, man.
Listen, vote for me. You will get
Maybe
games cheaper. No,
free to
I have some doubts about, especially the companies behind consoles. I have some doubts about their ability to match Valve and Steam's sort of it's not generosity, but it doesn't feel like Steam is fucking you very often.
No.
Yeah.
But Xbox Live and like Marketplace and PSN, I regularly feel like somebody's having surprise butt sex with me.
Oh, totally. And I don't think that'll ever change because those companies were born in an era where butt fucking you was the only thing that you can that you had. I mean, Steam almost started all this shit, you know. So that's why they're okay with it. That's why
Steam's also
they're
run
willing
by
to
an
give you-
alien named
I would also
Gabe
just
Newell.
like to put in real quick a disclaimer that butt fucking is not always a displeasurable experience.
Oh, yes,
So
right.
if that's your flavor, we're not bagging on it. It's just a
Totally.
figure of speech.
Yeah.
All right,
I mean,
so continue. The
those
BFM,
companies-
the butt fucked marketplace.
all those companies are used to making their money a certain way, and it's so hard for them to transition to anything other than that.
Right.
Now here's the
in the
thing.
movie
I'm gonna
industry.
now let me hop back over to Shore Wars side of things. There is something to be said for dinging sort of counter striking the strike that previously owned games deals to devs.
Yeah.
Even though typically gamers are like, oh, fucking too bad. Dev doesn't get slice of my previously owned, you know. But,
Except for when it's a good developer that gets shut down, and then you're
Right.
like, that sucks.
So there is something there. I don't mind taking, you know.
So what if you charge?
I just wish games
Companies.
cost less.
Yeah.
A bit.
Cost.
And there was less. This is why I like free-to-plays when done right. And we've talked about free-to-plays a bunch, and we don't need to get into this because it's a side thing, but the notion of free-to-play, here's who I find, first off, a couple quick thoughts. The people that are most pissed off about free-to-plays are completionists who want to unlock everything. The point of a free-to-play game is to not unlock everything. They're supposed to present you with tons of options that then lure you into buying here and there. The point of a free-to-play game, the point is that you pay what you think the game is worth. It's not to unlock everything for $60, $60 being the arbitrary value of a whole game. That all needs to go away. That's why I like free-to-plays. So,
But
in that sense, I guess, you know, the notion of I pay what I think this game is worth. If I think it's worth more than $60.
Well, but see,
then-
here's what happens when you really like the game and you end up paying more.
All right, so
than you
worth
think
it?
it's worth. I don't know.
Oh,
I
well,
don't know
no.
if it-
You shouldn't end up
No, no.
paying more than you think it's worth.
Well, no. Here's if the game is fun, I'm gonna keep dumping money into it. But at what point? There's a point where you've already passed that. You've already paid them more than even if you're getting joy out of it, more than it's really worth.
that's
and
on
you're still
you.
Paying.
That's on you.
All right, here's another thing.
Pay up to a point, and
What-
then you
and then you're stuck? And then you're stuck with
then
that?
Your acquisition
grind.
slows a bit. You grind. I mean, hopefully it's not a grind, but you then proceed by the non-monetary channels of paying through XP. Now, if it's a shitty free-to-play, then it is a grind. If it's not, then it's like you play a day, you get the thing that you would have unlocked for $10 anyway. So
Last thing I
it
wanna
just slows
say-
down a little bit.
Sony acquired Gaikai, which is basically On Live, right? And this moves one step closer to them being able to utilize that platform. Basically, what this means is goodbye GameFly and all of that madness. But here comes Sony's version of a GameFly. You could subscribe to Sony, give them your $60, and have access to whatever titles are available on that service,
Yeah.
rather than buying each individual game at $60.
That's a whole other can of
That's a
worms.
whole
is
nother
how
can
you
of
feel
worms.
about
I'm just
online.
saying.
I kinda like that
streaming.
model.
The future is now. That's what I'm saying.
I kind of like that model. I'll pay you. I don't know.
Yeah, so
$100
own up to your games.
And let me play
Put my
everything.
tag on every game I bought, because I bought it with my money.
Yeah.
It's my game. I don't want other
Well,
people
no,
to
you're
use it.
licensing.
So, two more thoughts
That's
on this
how all
before we
of this
move on,
works.
because we got to get to the masturbation part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Two more thoughts here. This also, a similar thing happened for the PS3 that
Yeah.
never went through. Same sort of situation.
So it could be a wash.
Shout out to Riggs for
Calling
having
it
us mention this.
Yep.
And also, here's my take on it. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. And you know why I don't give a shit? Because some brilliant nerd out there is going to crack that bitch
Yeah.
anyway, and my
That's right.
PS4 is going to be free as a goddamn little chicken. Yeah. All right, next news. CES, moving on to CES. Steambox. Valve, Steambox is sort of, you know, there's been tidbits here and there, but Valve is really like bringing the Steambox Intel.
This is an awesome piece of news.
Yep. It's exciting.
There's
Yeah.
a lot here. I mean, I have a whole page of details, but if you wanna look it up, we'll put a link in the description. He talked to
Read the Verge interview.
The Verge.
Yep.
Yeah, about
Totally.
it, and he goes off. Basically, he's just he's promising the moon.
Yeah.
It's all kinds of shit. It's tiny. It's portable. It's powerful.
Yep.
It can push a game to 8 TVs. He said at one point, making it a single. That would be a single console or single device LAN party.
Right.
Should be.
That
fucking
sounds
nuts.
awesome. I
What do
I'm
you guys
down with-
think? Let's get to our reactions. If you want to click the link, go read this thing. We're going to talk right now about what we think about it. What do you think, Steambox?
I'm
Fantastic.
fucking in. If there's
totally
any
in on
company
this.
out there that I want doing this, it's fucking Valve.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No motion control.
Who gives a shit?
Thank God.
Thank God.
yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
Biometrics.
Yeah, which
the
basically
name of the
means
game.
they'd probably be sensing the temperature of your hands, your pulse to get an idea of like your heart rate when you're playing, and also they talked about tracking your gaze which would like eye movement, right? So they're tracking your eye movement.
Did you ever go through Left 4 Dead and click on all the dev commentary nodes? You know, you can turn that on.
Only a couple. I didn't do all of them.
I never did it.
I went through the whole thing, and at one point, even though he wasn't talking Steambox, he talked about this, and I thought it was really good. He's like, you can sense when they test, they gameplay test, they have you all hooked up, and he's like, you could sense a player's mood based on their pulse and their temperature and their eye movement and all that. So he was talking about all this, and then you can see it in games. Like if you watch PewDiePie when he plays his games, when he starts getting scared. Even the reticle, the manual look around is like he's fucking freaking out.
Definitely. This can go in interesting directions.
You know what interesting direction it's going to go?
Yeah.
It's going to go the direction of Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. I mean, when this news, I'm sure they've known this is in the works for a while. It's been speculation. This is it's not going to kill the PlayStation or the Xbox or anything, but it's going to be. I mean, if I'm in the competition, I see Valve deciding to jump in here with something like this at an affordable price with a new kind of controller technology that they're clearly working on, I would be terrified. Because if Gabe, as we know, is there's a couple things about Valve that make them unique. One of them is quality. They are not out to rip you off. They have a different vision. Like when you're talking about how Sony digital distribution, Valve started that, but that only happened because of the people in place and people like Gabe at Valve for that to even work and be willing to do that. Yeah. The mentality does not exist in corporate boardrooms at Sony or Nintendo,
and it's most evident by the fact that the thing runs on Linux.
What?
The thing runs on Linux.
Yeah.
Steambox.
Hey, I'm seeing when APL's talking, I'm seeing like a suit and a tie.
Oh, here we go.
Where's your briefcase full of cash?
All right.
Jeez. All right. So now we know who you work for.
Hey, I don't work for anyone. All
right. I'm excited to see where your loyalties end up showing here, Swing.
I think it's gonna be great. And
I want to pay dirt cheap, and I want to fucking get tons of entertainment.
Yeah. So you're
you can install Windows on the thing.
He's a Goodwill executive.
Yeah.
Salvation Army. He's a general at the Salvation Army.
Hey, I grew up shopping at those places.
That's right.
There's a soft part.
$5. And suck your dick for a cheeseburger. That's your.
No, I don't.
That's on your masthead. Your
charge more than that.
Next up, NVIDIA. Yeah. So generally we're all into it. Yeah. I'm down. Steambox sounds
awesome.
rad.
Totally.
Generally speaking, Valve is one of the companies that
I'm way more excited about
sight unseen or am in support of.
Than the Ouya. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that
I agree with that.
All right, next up, NVIDIA.
More like the ooh nah.
Exactly.
NVIDIA's got a handheld coming out, codenamed Shield. It looks like a controller with a screen, which I'm kind of hip to. No, not into it. I always wish this is what my portable consoles looked like. I'm not a huge portable gamer, but
I'm not going to comment on this because I quit portables after the original Game Boy. I just never latched on. To me, it didn't feel like real gaming. That's once again elitist sounding, but I just can't. I don't know. I just was like never took it that seriously.
It's casual gaming.
It's too casual.
I got burned so bad by the PSP whenever I bought it launch day, very first generation.
That is the difference. It is casual gaming.
Fucked me.
And I actually enjoy some casual games, so I like some of the portable stuff. But
I've got a DS.
Yeah.
I
use it.
I use it. I use it on trips. I use my portable. I have a PSP also. I use them on trips.
Yeah,
That's about it.
I think
when I'm sitting at home on my couch, all I can think about while I'm holding this, whatever this thing up is just out of focus behind it because my eyes are here. Is an Xbox, a PS3, and a PC, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Exactly.
It's like playing. It's like playing Subway Surfer on your phone at home.
Right, and I think that's exactly what it is. And now smartphones, for me, in a lot of ways, they replace. I mean, obviously, you can do way better gaming on a proper portable handheld gaming device, but I mean, on your phone, I mean, my phone
it's a casual.
play a lot of games, and it's a casual. I'm fine with that.
I think that's what Nintendo is falling victim to. Is they grabbed all those casual players with the first Nintendo, with the first Wii, and now the casual players are on iPhones, on their cell phones.
Also, generally speaking,
like
I'm saying generally speaking a lot.
Yeah.
Specifically speaking.
I'm just not going to say it ever again. I think casual gamers I almost said it again. I'm not going to do it.
What's going on with this word?
It's because I keep saying things, but then I want to qualify it with it's not an absolute.
It's kind of a defense mechanism.
I think it is. Yeah. It is really. Yeah. I think casual gamers don't ride the cutting edge because they're casual. So I think that's a bit of where Nintendo
Yeah, but this thing
had
is
trouble.
for the hardcore. I mean,
Yeah.
this is
No,
NVIDIA,
yeah.
right?
Totally.
Like,
But then that's the question.
Are you gonna
will
play Call
hardcore
of
gamers
Duty
pick this up?
on
I
this
wouldn't,
thing?
Here's the thing that sort of got me on this. Again, we'll put a link to some of the features of this thing in the description. But here's the thing that I was like, no, really? It says that the Shield can stream games from your PC to the controller. Already, I'm like, I mean, that sounds awesome. I just
Why?
haven't seen it work too well before with just streaming games you're playing and not watching. It's
Lag.
just automatically
It's just-
makes me question. And then it says where you can either play them direct on the small screen or output it then to your TV.
Yeah.
So now you're double streaming this
Yeah.
game. And I'm like, what possible?
Fuck
I don't
that.
even know.
You're killing me,
Fuck
Smalls.
that.
Killing me.
Handheld is casual, period. And when you try to make it a hardcore device, it just doesn't fucking
I just
work.
don't think it
man.
All right,
works.
that's the take. on
I
this.
agree. That's my general
It
concern. I
just-
totally agree with that.
Oh,
There's no
we
plans
know
for it.
Swing doesn't work for NVIDIA now. Let's try another one.
Exactly.
Razer Edge. They're
Oh.
showing off their gaming tablet.
Well, this is
This pretty much looks like a it looks like a 10.1 tablet, right?
Pretty
It's
much.
running Windows 8.
looks
but
bootleg.
They have a bunch of like specs and features. You
Yeah.
can adjust it, add batteries. You can add. It looks like they're like a controller pack that looks like you've got two Polish sausages attached to the either side of it.
Well, it sounds like they're going to be pushing it as like essentially a gaming laptop,
Right.
as a tablet gaming device. It's a little.
Oh, it's Windows 8,
mishmash
huh?
here.
No, it's not.
Like, I mean, it's great that it's high performance and that it's going to play AAA games. But again, this is going against what we just talked about. that
Exactly. It's more of the same.
It is falls into the same category.
Yeah.
These devices would be competing, I think.
And they're catering to the hardcore
Even
gamer.
though the tablet itself is just supposed to be a tablet, all the peripherals are what make it a gaming device technically. Because if you just buy it to surf the web and watch movies on trips, it can do that just fine. But then you have to shell out the cash to up the RAM, get the better processor, the battery extender,
Yeah.
the controllers, and that's what hardcore gamers buy. Will they buy it for the tablet? I don't know.
Why would not?
lean,
I would.
I lean
Why not
toward
just get a
probably not.
laptop?
I'm very surprised
Yeah,
when Razer
very
announced this
simple.
way back. Because I like Razer products and I use a couple different ones. I've used headsets, keyboards.
Where's that fucking briefcase?
Okay, no. I'm
Razer
just saying.
too?
I'm not shitting on this because I haven't played with it yet. But I think the major mistake. This is a huge gamble. I mean, this is like the lifeblood. I think of the company. It's very apparent they're launching into this market. I think it's such a huge gamble, and I just think they could prove me wrong. I don't think it can be done. Hardcore gamers are hardcore gamers because they take it seriously, and they play with a keyboard and mouse, or they play with a controller in front of a screen that is large, and they're not portably playing hard. I have so much I want to say about this, but
Some
the
spoiled
key
kids
is
Let me
gonna get
just sum it
this
up
and
for you.
go play
Hardcore gamers
Angry
don't give a
Birds
shit
on
about portable.
hardcore gamers do not give a shit about portable.
Yeah.
They don't.
Well, no, hardcore gamers can give a shit about portable.
They can.
But they have to be casual devices. You have to play casual games on it.
I wouldn't even say they don't give.
You're a hardcore player. And
Yeah, and I'll play some Scribble
yeah, because
Knots.
it's all casual. You're only going to
Let me
pick
say
that
one more
shit up
thing. I
on casual.
wouldn't say that they don't care about portable because I know people build and buy gaming laptops all the time. That happens. Obviously, if you're on the move, that's good. What they don't, why this over just buying a gaming laptop? Like I just don't. I guess because I just don't see it. I don't see where this fits in the hardcore gaming market. Like when you have laptops, you could build a freaking beast desktop for $1,000, but that's besides the point. I guess it's
Yeah,
not
we
portable.
didn't mention that. It does
But
cost $1,000
for the
and
base model. For the base model,
Yeah, the
so.
base model, and the Edge Pro is $1,300.
Time will tell on it. We'll see how it goes. I just
Fuck
don't see.
that.
All right, are
That's a
you guys
lot.
quite done? Are you
I'm
we
sorry,
quite
I'm done.
finished?
Yeah. I'm
This
done.
brings us to the last point. If there's time, and I don't think we have a lot left, what are you masturbating to? Boom, we made it. Do we just need to go down the line?
Yeah. You want to start?
Me?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Swing, kick
we're
it
going
off.
on this one.
I mentioned it to you guys earlier this week, but a certain actress in
Uh-oh.
a certain movie that is fucking terrible, except for one tiny scene where this chick was in it.
Oh yes.
Chainsaw
Wait, you've
Massacre
been
3D.
Wait, are you telling
Tanya.
me you've been
What?
replaying that scene over and over?
It's in the spank bank. It's
Spanking
fucking
it.
locked
Okay,
in
just
there.
in the mind.
Yeah.
Okay, not physical.
She's a million times hotter than when I first saw but
Yeah.
in my head now.
All
but
right, I'm down with that.
her-
I'm cool with
Tanya Raymond. Raymond.
All right. Star Wars.
And that's an actress?
An actress used to be in. She was in Lost.
I like that we're being real. We're going right down the line. Like no one can just scoot out of this one.
I'm taking notes.
Nope.
No.
Dude, there's a scene in
I
there.
don't care that you're both
I'm
married.
going to throw out AJ McCarron's girlfriend,
Yeah.
who appeared in the
What's her
BCS
name?
championship
What's her
game.
fucking name? I forgot her name.
Was it Wet? Catherine
She
Webb?
was like a beauty pageant winner too.
Oh,
She's
yeah,
like-
Constant had her up
She's
on his
Miss
screen the other
Alabama,
day.
basically.
Miss
So
Alabama.
what happened is during the college football championship game,
Yeah.
they cut to the quarterback's girlfriend, and the announcer was like kind of freaking out
because
about
the
her.
game
She
was a
was that
fucking
hot.
blowout,
Right.
and it was
Yeah.
so boring
Notre
that
Dame got
You had to do
smashed.
something.
they kept going back to this girl.
Were the
In
announcers
the
fapping up in the booth?
Pretty much.
Yep.
And one of them's
Fapping all over the
72 years
fucking
old.
the-
Oh, boy.
That's poor form.
yeah, that's unprofessional.
APL.
But she is pretty hot.
Okay.
Yeah, she's
Give her that.
Good. She'll work then.
totally.
I saw Silver Linings Playbook, and I knew Jennifer Lawrence, that's her name, right? Was hot from the Hunger Games, but Silver Linings Playbook on its own is a fantastic movie. She is next level scorching fox hot.
Okay.
In this film, so
I
that's
haven't
it.
seen anything. I haven't actually seen
crazy.
anything you guys are jerking it to.
Really?
Yeah, I feel. But that's kind of weird because listen to mine. It's
All right.
a little out there. But do you remember the game?
Oh no!
Do you remember the game Brute Force?
Yeah.
It was hailed as an Xbox killer.
I hacked my
Yeah.
Xbox to that game.
Yeah.
So the female character in that game, her name.
Wow.
Her name is Hawk.
Okay.
If you back her up against like a wall or in a corner, right, and you position the camera because it's the third person,
Super.
they
hot.
put the lighting, the reflection,
Wow.
the texture on her like I guess it's some type of denim or combat. Oh man, just all I hear in my mind is the apple bottom jeans, and I'm like, oh, here we go. It's naughty time with my Xbox One.
Shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Well, I guess that explains why I haven't
wow.
seen any actual hot chicks. Other than you, Mrs. Sark. That's it for our
Well played.
show today, you guys. Yeah, that's it.
think
we
so.
covered it all. You guys rock. Thank you so much for coming on.
We'll see all you motherfuckers next time. Actually, we won't, because we never see you, because you're listeners. You don't even see us, because you're listeners. What am I doing? I'm getting my 5 senses all crisscrossed. You guys have a good night, and we'll see you next week. Radio Response.
Fapping it too much. There we go.